We last saw this Kia Optima in September of 2024, where we applied the Ethos Graphene V2 ceramic coating. We are now April of 2025, so we're going to share with you guys a 7-month update on how this ceramic coating is holding up. Now you can see we have a ton of dirt on this vehicle, from our wheels to our paint. This vehicle has definitely had a lot of life happen to it in the last 7 months. Now, as someone who has worked with dozens of different ceramic coatings over the last several years, I've learned quite a few things when it comes to how to maintain a ceramic coating and how to get the most out of it. And ideally, you want a daily driver that's garage kept, that is maintained frequently, to try to remove as much of the road film and dirt off the vehicle. But for those of you that are looking for products to maintain a ceramic coating with, today we're going to take a closer look at Yum products and what they can do for your coated vehicle. Now this vehicle, I've actually ceramic coated for my friend last fall. Since then, he's been going through some pretty major health issues. A lot of surgeries, a lot of downtime, and so he hasn't been able to keep up with maintenance on this vehicle, and it is actually stored outside under a tree. So today, we need to try to do what we can to correct those issues. Do a good foaming pre-soak, rinse it off. We're gonna do a contact wash with an acidic-based soap that hopefully will help remove any sort of mineral deposit issues that we might have and refresh the hydrophobics of our ceramic coating. So first up, we're gonna be testing out Yum Wheel Foam. Now, this has a unique application method in that you actually wanna use a foam cannon to apply this. That's how it's been designed. You're gonna get optimum results if you apply it through a foam cannon. My MTM is really the only one that I have. And since I only have one foam cannon at the moment, what I actually do is we're going to take the head off of my MTM and we're going to put it on an IK Mini. Now it may not thread on there exactly, but you can see I've got it threaded on there enough that it should work. But with this product, you want it to be at a 4:1 dilution ratio. They recommend 200 milliliters of wheel foam to every 800 milliliters of water, which comes out to be a 1:4 dilution. If you have 15 ounces of full volume, you're gonna do 3 ounces of your solution with 12 ounces of water. That gives you 15 fluid ounces total. So we're gonna come in here. So that's gonna be, there's 2. So there's our 3 ounces. We're gonna fill up the rest till we get to 15 ounces. Again, it's not perfect, guys. I'm just trying to do a little bit of outside the box thinking. But if you have the MTM one, it should work. And I actually don't even know what this is. It's pretty thick, pretty stubborn. And y'all, that works beautifully. It's not leaking, it works. It'll get the job done. Can this help clean our tire a little? I'm not seeing a ton of browning, but I am seeing a lot of dirt coming up. This has a pH of 13, so while it may not be a dedicated tire cleaner, it's definitely higher pH that it should handle cutting through a lot of the grime. It's definitely cleaning the tire. Holy crap. That is cutting through a ton of that brake dust. I normally hate cleaning wheels, and honestly, this switched it up for me a little bit. It allowed for a different application, gave us really nice cleaning with our foam, and really nice cleaning capabilities. I wouldn't say it's the heaviest of cleaners, because some of the sticky stuff, we still had to do a second cleaning, but a majority of the brake dust, it cut right through it. But for the majority of our brake dust, and it was pretty heavy, Yum Car's foaming wheel cleaner did a great job of tackling all that dirt. Now I am curious how well our foaming wheel did at our tires. So I'm gonna go over it with a dedicated tire cleaner, and I can already see some browning coming up. Yeah, this is definitely pulling up a lot more of that browning. So would I say that our foaming wheel cleaner is meant for tires? No, I think you're still gonna need something else for tires. And I didn't buy the entire line from Yum Cars. They very well could have a fantastic tire cleaner. I just wanted to kind of test out some of the ones that looked more intriguing to me, but I don't think it's going to be a as effective tire cleaner versus a dedicated tire cleaner. But I'm curious to know from you guys, what are your thoughts so far on the wheel foam? How I would use this if I were to include this in my arsenal is I would foam the wheel cleaner onto my tires and wheels, let it sit, rinse everything off. That's going to remove about 50% of your dirt, making the contact cleaning a lot safer. Then I would do my dedicated tire cleaner, re-foam the wheel with our wheel foam, and then come in with my brushes and do my dedicated cleaning on our wheels. That allows for the dedicated cleaners on our tires to work a little bit better, and it also is going to help knock down some of the dirt that is on our wheels to make for a safer cleaning method. I wouldn't say that this is the heaviest of cleaners. I think it's best suited for maintaining tires that aren't severely neglected. If you haven't cleaned your wheels in like 8 to 10 months, or you have a lot of rust, or you have a lot of like just sticky stuff, you might need something stronger like an acid or even a heavier degreaser. But for those of you that are looking to maintain your tires, you don't want something too caustic that you're going to potentially remove protection that's on your wheels. And you also don't want something that's too strong that could stain your wheel finishes. I think honestly this is that perfect product to foam on, clings, gives you nice lubrication, it cleaned effectively, and honestly it was fun. It was a different way of applying a wheel cleaner versus kind of aerosolizing it and ended up having to cough a lot. I didn't find that it was really caustic on my lungs. And honestly, it switched up how I normally clean wheels, which just made it more fun. So for me, this is a win. I really enjoyed using it this way. And I think for customers where I'm just needing to maintain their wheels or just remove maybe a couple months worth of brake dust and grime, it's that perfect product. Now we're going to shift gears and get our paint cleaned. Thanks to the ceramic coating that is on the vehicle, a majority of the dirt comes off with just a high pressure water alone. It's one of the benefits of a ceramic coating. It's going to make maintenance easier. Dirt, bugs, pollen, things like that aren't going to stick to it as easily. Do y'all know what that is? That's actually bee poop. Now you know. The reason it's yellow is because they eat pollen. And so when you see those stuck on yellow pieces and you go after it with your fingernail, just know you just scraped off poop with your finger. We had a lot of poop on this paint, from bee poop to birds eating berries and then pooping that onto the paint. Those contaminants are actually very acidic and they can etch into your clear coat. So it's just a really good rule of thumb. When you see those things, try to get them off your paint as quickly as possible so they don't damage your paint or weaken your protection. The dirt and pollen did come off with our pressure wash, and I can see we have some protection there. It's just severely clogged. When you don't wash your vehicle frequently, that dirt and mineral deposits can accumulate, and they're going to affect the hydrophobics of your protection. It doesn't matter if you have a wax, a sealant, or ceramic coating on there. If you have a ton of dirt and film like we have on this vehicle, it's going to prevent your protection from actually being able to perform. So the better you can maintain it, the better it will perform for you. Hey kids, if you want to draw, get a piece of paper. Don't draw on your dirty cars. You're scratching the paint. Before we do our contact wash, we're going to apply Yum Foam. This is their pre-wash formulation. So 100 milliliters-ish into our foam cannon. I'm gonna do this inside, so that way I don't get a ton of foam. The fullest my foam cannon has ever been. This will definitely last us like multiple car washes. So Yum Foam is a pH-balanced luxury pre-wash that emulsifies dirt and grime, enabling it to be gently lifted off the surface. Yum Foam is engineered to create a super thick, active foam. Yum Foam is tough on dirt, grime, and environmental contaminants, yet gentle on all paint as well as all waxed and sealed surfaces. That is a lot of foam, and it is thick. The pH-neutral formula lifts dirt and grime away from the paint, where it can be safely rinsed away. Yum Foam is designed to be safe on all vehicle surfaces, including paint, rubber, vinyl, glass, plastics, and gel coats. The unique formulation of Yum Foam is also engineered with water softeners designed to reduce hard water spots caused by calcium. So I used a little more than half, but that was like overkill. That was a ton of foam. But it was fun. I wouldn't say it has like a fruity fragrance or anything like that. It's okay. It should work though. Let's see if it works. We're gonna give this a few minutes. Just see how long our foam sticks. I mean, I see runoff, but this foam is just sticking. It hasn't really moved. The foam on our roof and on our hood really hasn't moved. It's just sitting there and hopefully softening and loosening dirt. On our sides, we do have some runoff, but it's still clinging really well. It's been like over 2 minutes. So we're about 3 minutes that this has been on there. This is definitely one of the slower running soaps. I want to know if you're going to go after all of this. So the description for this product online is that it is a special pre-wash formulation that makes this contactless treatment chemically perfect and most importantly safe. That they've reduced certain lubrication agents to allow for an increase in extra cleaning properties. By that description, I think I was expecting it to be a touchless soap and that it would remove a majority of the staining, dirt, and film that was on this paint. It did decrease a majority of the film and dirt, but we still had a good bit of film left behind. I could see that our protection wasn't weakened. In fact, our hydrophobics looked improved after using this soap, and it is blasting through a good bit of the film, but some of the staining from bugs and dirt was left behind. So while I don't think it's a touchless soap, it did do a great job at removing a majority of the dirt. So our water behavior is improving, but we still have some staining on the paint from dirt. But I do think it's definitely pushing through a good bit of that film. But it's not going to give you a touch-free wash, that's for sure. But those products might weaken your protection. The biggest issues that we had on this paint were obviously on the roof, hood, and trunk in the flat areas where water and dirt accumulated on a heavier amount. So I am expecting that we're going to need to do a water spot treatment on this. And so for that, we're going to use Yum Reset. With this product here, they recommend 50 milliliters for every 10 liters of water. That's about 2.5 gallons of water. So we're going to do 10 milliliters for this entire bucket. Hopefully we get some good soapy action. I always feel like that's not enough, but realistically it should, especially considering this isn't a 5-gallon bucket. Not bad foam, and honestly, not a bad scent. Has like a pineapple scent. So I do like the scent of that soap much better than their foam. We had some pretty nice slickness with this soap, and we had some nice sudsing action that the longer you work it, the more soap it kind of created, which was good because we had quite a bit of dirt still left behind on this paint. And I can instantly see kind of those circles that you want to see of the coating kind of repelling this soap. It is really dirty. Our foam didn't remove a ton of dirt. Let me see if I can pick this up on camera to demonstrate for you guys though. You see where we get where the water literally just instantly breaks the surface tension. That's what I want to see. That's actually our soap just helping to unclog the coating and do its thing. I would have liked to see our foam remove a little bit more dirt before I come in to do this contact wash. And I could have foamed on foam for some extra detergency, but I didn't want to compete with the reset or water it down. So while this isn't necessarily ideal to put contact on a paint when you got this much dirt on it, I am seeing where our reset is washing really well, and I'm seeing our coating kind of show signs of life that I honestly didn't think we were going to see because of how dirty this was. I can see our hydrophobics look improved after rinsing, but I do think we're battling a little bit of residue. I'm going to try something and just see where our hydrophobics land. Sometimes residue can clog it. This coating isn't like day one, it's definitely taken a hit from being stored outside over the winter, but it's still there, and our reset coating did a beautiful job just refreshing it. I don't have to follow up with a dedicated water spot treatment, so it saves me a step. I can wash it and demineralize it at the same time, and it's doing a beautiful job at removing the dirt and cleaning up this paint. We now have a white vehicle again. But I did notice after drying that our hydrophobics look a little bit more improved, because some of it could be just residue sitting on the surface and just kind of breaking that surface tension. So dry it, you should see even more improvement. But we're still going to top this with their ceramic just to refresh the hydrophobics. But this is a good sign for me with this coating.
So this ceramic coating, you can see it's still there, but it has taken a hit from the lack of maintenance over the last 7 months. And that's why I stress maintenance is key with ceramic coatings. They're not foolproof. They're not neglect proof. If you let film, dirt, acidic elements sit on it for too long, it can actually weaken the ceramic coatings. And if you have mineral deposits that accumulate, they can get to the point where even a chemical is not going to be able to handle them. Sometimes the only way to remove them is by polishing and recoating. That's why you're going to get more out of your ceramic coating the better you can maintain it. Now that doesn't mean you need to wash it every week, because abrasion can actually wear down a ceramic coating faster. But ideally, every 2 to 3 months, do a good contact wash. Every 4 to 6 months, do a water spot treatment, and you're going to be able to get the most out of your coating. So while this isn't optimal results, it's still there, but it could have been maintained better. So in order to improve the hydrophobic performance of our coating, we're going to go ahead and apply a topper. For that, we're using Yum Ceramic. This is one of their most popular products. I've seen great things from this online. So hopefully this will refresh the hydrophobics of our coating and give us at least 4 to 6 more months of improved hydrophobics before we need to retop.
Smells so yummy. And holy crap, you can feel an immediate bump in slickness. From our coating, it's lost its slickness. This, wow, that feels like a fresh ceramic coating. For those of you that like scents, you're gonna like this one. It's almost like a sour blueberry, like a airhead blueberry. What you would imagine that would taste like, maybe the sour blue. But holy cow, is that going beautifully? I wish this was a darker colored vehicle for me to see what kind of streaking we might have. On a white, I'm not seeing any, and honestly, that's the beauty of a white vehicle. It is very forgiving. But I am seeing, it just seems glossier. Maybe it's a placebo effect. Maybe it's just cleaning it, but it seems glossier. And holy cow, it is slick.
The key to a lot of these ceramic products is less is more. You don't want to go super heavy. If you find yourself having streaking, you're probably going too heavy with application. 1 to 2 sprays is all I needed for each panel. Wipe on with a plush towel and then use a second plush dry towel to just buff to a light shine, and we were able to very quickly get our ceramic coating topped and refreshed. If you guys remember just how dirty this Kia was before we started this detail, we had a ton of brake dust that had almost pitted and stained into our wheels. We had scuff marks, bird droppings, bug staining, a ton of road film and dirt all over this paint. Our ceramic coating had definitely taken a hit from the lack of maintenance over the winter months, and we've been able to safely wash and refresh our hydrophobics on our ceramic coating, improve gloss and shine, and help this vehicle look like we just freshly coated it. When it comes to ceramic coatings, maintenance is key. Having products like this in your arsenal, not only is it going to make detailing fun, but it's going to give you fantastic results. Obviously, I would recommend using these products more frequently to give you better results for your ceramic coating, but hopefully you've enjoyed this update on our Ethos V2 graphene ceramic coating. And for those that want to see if our Yum Ceramic improved our hydrophobics, well, here's a quick peek.
Whoa. I'd say that's a little bit better than what we had. Holy crap. Yum Ceramic is where it's at.
I'd say that's a big improvement. This looks like day one ceramic coatings. But hopefully you guys have enjoyed this closer look at a few of the Yum products. If there's any other products from Yum that you would like for me to review, let me know in the comments section down below. But if you guys enjoy content like this, make sure you give us a thumbs up and hit that subscribe bell so that way you don't miss out on any of our future videos. But thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you in the very next detail.